I'm Coop. This is a video review of the Zombie Strike HammerShot. Let's get right into the unboxing. Included with the HammerShot is the blaster itself, a few what appear to be elite darts that are simply green, an instruction sheet showing you how to operate it, and some stencils. This is new. Alrighty, I'll go over the cosmetics, show how it works, show you it firing, and then state my opinion on the blaster. So colors are sort of new for this line. It actually has a printed orange, and then all of the internals are also orange, and this brown is an attempt at fake wood. That's new for Nerf. It looks terrible, but it is nice that they tried something new. This weird stuff up here is supposed to look like somebody wrapped a cloth around the handle to make it more comfortable. It is actually textured, so it's pretty cool, but it doesn't help or do anything. It just looks neat. But this blaster does have a lot of levels of elevation, sort of, and it'll make painting really cool, and it does make it very cool because of all the different levels, and it looks unique and just really flashy, sort of. Going over all of the external stuff, sling or lanyard mount, pretty standard by now. Inch strike rail for your top stuff if you want to put a sight on, whatever. This orange thing is the priming handle, which actually primes the blaster and cocks back the spring, and that's operated by pulling it down and then it locks into place. The priming force required is actually quite heavy, especially considering the orientation. If you tied a string to this and pulled on it, it wouldn't be very difficult to do, but because you're using your thumb muscle and pulling down on it, it's kind of odd. I fired this about 100 times now, so I'm pretty used to it, but right when you pick it up and fire it, it's going to be sort of awkward. It is worth noting, the cylinder rotates on the prime, as you can see there, so now the barrel is locked into place, so when I pull the trigger, it is only disengaging the catch. I like this feature because you pull the trigger and it's a very crisp trigger, unlike with the Maverick where it was sloshy and was actually rotating the cylinder. I didn't really like that. The cylinder holds 5 darts, as you can see here. It doesn't actually pop out of the gun at all. It stays completely in there. It does rotate, obviously, so it's not stationary. But it doesn't have anything in the front, so you can actually access all of the barrels without touching it, so you can just ram in 5. However, I have found it a little bit easier to rotate the bottom 2 barrels out if you want to load them. It's not essential. You can load, but you're kind of bending darts in and slightly slower. But it does look pretty cool. It looks overbuilt and rugged. I think that's what Hasbro is going for. It looks like a zombie killer, essentially, because it is in the zombie line. So this little thing is supposed to be a giant stabilizer bar, but it doesn't do anything, and this little capsule thing, again, doesn't do anything. So I've shown you how it works, so I'll show you it firing. I have not had an opportunity to range test this blaster, however it's firing, again, same lines as all the other Elite guns. Because it is a front-loading Springer, it does have a very nice crisp feel once you pull the trigger. It goes out, the dart goes exactly where you're intending to, and it's just very straightforward. Front-loading Springers like this one, or the rapid fire strike, are typically a little bit more accurate or consistent. Although with Elite darts, honestly, you're not going to get good accuracy. That's just a flaw in the dart design. Overall opinion of the blaster is sort of mixed. I don't personally believe I'd ever use this in a Nerf war, because I'm just not a fan of pistols at all. But it is sort of odd. I'd rather have a slide, just because you can pump up the spring power a little bit more with a modification and get more range out of it. But if you're looking for cosplay or something like that, this would be absolutely perfect. It's really fancy looking, it's cool. You could attach all your cosplay gears and whatnot, and unnecessary parts on the external, and there's tons of texturing. Paint jobs are going to be super fun. This is going to be a really nice base blaster for other mods. I imagine a lot of people will say, should I buy this or the Strong Arm, because they're both, multiple dart Springers like that. Honestly, it's kind of up in the air. If you're looking for straight efficiency, I would honestly go for the Strong Arm. It's just a bit more traditional. But if you like quirky stuff and you like the weirdness and the one-handed operation, this is definitely worth trying. It is like a few dollars more, if that matters. The Strong Arm's slightly cheaper. This was about $15, where Strong Arms near me are like $12 or $13. But they shoot about the same distance, this and the Strong Arm. So that's a brief review over the new HammerShot. Overall, again, I like it. I'm pretty happy with it. But if you're into that type of thing, or you need a backup that you have to use with one hand, that you can like hide in a pocket, it's definitely worth trying. There's nothing wrong with the blaster that I'd say don't get this because of this. Like there are many other blasters that I absolutely hate. I like this one, moderately. Kind of an odd ending to a review, but thanks for watching. Performance. A lot of people don't realize the most important modification to flywheel blasters is actually the new batteries, or increasing the voltage in some way. Taking out the resistors and the weird stuff internally helps a little bit.